Curses. They've been around since the dawn of creation. Some in ancient times, others more modern. Today I am going to educate you all on a particular curse, which has affected one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. Advanced Wars is said to be cursed in the worst of ways. Before every big release follows some kind of global calamity. And this does not apply to just mainline Nintendo games, but also to most people who try to emulate it by making a Wars game of their own. The Advanced Wars curse spans over 2 decades, and is commonly brought up whenever one of these games are about to launch. But how real is this curse? And just how bad is it? Well, I'm about to tell you. So sit back and relax as I channel my inner internet historian and narrate to you the history of the curse of Advanced Wars. To begin this tale, we must travel back in time, all the way to 2001. Ah, what a time to be alive. In the cinemas, the first of the Lord of the Rings trilogy is airing. Britney Spears is one of the hottest up-and-coming artists. Apple just launched their brand new iPod. Now you can listen to music while you walk. Revolutionary. In the midst of all this, a little game called Advanced Wars is about to come out in the West for the very first time. This game is another one in a lengthy line of sequels dating all the way back to the 1980s. But for the Wests, it will be their very first tastes of Advanced Wars, and their very first exposure to the curse.
Ten Hut! The battle lines are drawn, soldier. It's up to you to defend the borders in Advance Wars for your Game Boy Advance.
We are very excited to launch this game to the Wests. I am sure they're going to love this fun spin on a cartoony game. We are going to make people see war as fun again. But sir, putting war in the title might not be the best idea, as if any kind of global calamity breaks out, people might be less inclined to buy this game for their kids. Oh, I'm sure that won't happen. When should we launch the game? I have the perfect date in mind. September 10th, 2001. Off to a great start, wouldn't you say?
Because of the unfortunate events, the game is postponed indefinitely in Japan. In America, the game is already out, so they have no choice and have to go ahead and sell it, but it is speculated that these events drastically reduced their sales.
In the West, however, it's only delayed for about 4 months, but when it eventually comes out, it does okay. Almost 700,000 copies sold. Wow. That's not bad at all. The game's a bit hard. Andy is very stupid and doesn't know what an airport is. Certain elements of the game has to be censored as to not upset people outside of Japan. Sorry, Kanbai, that attire is not gonna go over well with the Chinese. Ah, there we go. Much better. Hey Nell, you can't go out dressed like that. Put on a jacket and a longer skirt, you whore. And no, Olaf, you don't get to look like Santa Claus. It may upset children in the Wests. In the end, despite some minor setbacks, the game's launch was a success. And everyone was happy. And the curse never showed up again. The year is 2003. Finding Nemo is premiering in theaters. Beyoncé just launched her singles career. Call of Duty is taking the world by storm. Things are going great. The world is at peace. And at the Intelligent Systems headquarters, they've decided to take a chance and release a sequel. Advanced Wars 2, Black Hole Rising they call it. It's going to be better than ever. Sure, the last release date was a little unfortunate, but this time we're going to make sure to release it at a time where everything is right with the world. Oh no, it's another war. But wait, this one's different. The Americans started this one, so they actually like it. No delays in North America. The game launches on time. In Europe, they wait a few months first, just to be respectful. Those silly Europeans, am I right? Can't appreciate a good war. In Japan, however, the game is yet again delayed for a year. But then some interns stumble across both of the games just collecting dust on a shelf and goes, oops, maybe it's time to launch these now. It's fine, we'll just bundle them together. There you go. And finally, Japan also gets to play Advanced Wars 1 and 2 3 years after the first one was released. Better late than ever, am I right? So, how does the game perform? Well, it's received decently well, reviews are good, everyone likes the story for the most part, Sturm is a really badass villain, Andy is still very stupid, the new COs are really broken. Wanna have some fun? Go get your little brother. Play a game against him, with you playing as Kanbai when your brother loses. Just tell him it's because he sucks at the game. Instant success. Big brothers all over the world have never felt better at video games. As for sales, they're okay. Around 690,000 copies sold. Not bad, though a little less than last time. Maybe if it wasn't for all those pesky delays, it would have done better. No matter, next time we'll get it right. And just like that, everyone was happy and the curse never showed up again. The year is 2005. Hurricane Katrina is devastating the US Gulf coasts. 52 people are killed in the London bombings. John Paul II dies after 26 years of being Pope. The world appears to be in quite a chaotic state. Surely can't get any worse than what it already is. Let's launch another Advance Wars game. Dual Strike, they call it. This time on the brand new Nintendo DS. Finally, after 3 games, they did it. They launched it without any wars breaking out in the world. Well, except for in Iraq, Afghanistan, the Congos, Sudan, Israel, Palestine, Nepal, Colombia, and Sri Lanka, but hey, let me rephrase that. There are no wars breaking out in the world that people care about. So yeah, just release the game, no delays this time. At long last, the 3rd installment in the Advanced Wars franchise launches with no delays. This time, they are not held back by geopolitical events. Now the franchise can truly show what it's made of, and oh no, it sells terribly. 390,000 copies? That's almost half of what the previous game sold. What happened? Well, there are some problems with Dual Strike. First of all, it just kinda looks a little weird. Some of the CO designs are rather questionable. What the hell did they do to Adder? What? That's not how muscles work. Sammy goes from a cute, sharp-looking commando to someone taking their gun for a walk? At least Lash got a glow up. The in-game graphics are also kind of odd-looking. There's this strange semi-3D top-down view that's a bit disorienting to look at. The dual strike mechanic is also really broken. A double turn with extra boosts? What could possibly go wrong? But most of all, the plot of this game just feels stale. For the 3rd time, Black Hole is back at again, and the allied nations have to band together to fight them. Well, at least we get to see what happens now that Hawk's in charge of Black Hole. He did kill Sturm in the last game to take over as their new leader, so at least we have that to look forward to. What do you mean he's not in charge? And who the hell is this old fart in a wheelchair? He escaped the nursing home to become the new Black Hole CEO. Is this a joke? What the fuck? So yeah, turns out Advanced Wars didn't need any help from Global Affairs this time around. They were perfectly able to bomb this game on their own. Dual Strike was not received well, and the curse once again proved to be strong. The year is 2008. A magnitude 7.9 earthquake kills almost 100,000 people in China, and a cyclone kills 140,000 people in Myanmar. The Lehman Brothers file for bankruptcy, which leads to recessions, bailouts, and widespread economic collapse all over the world. Time to release another Advance Wars game. This one aptly called Days of Ruin. I'm sure that's just what people want. But hey, this time will be different. We're going to make really hot COs this time around. Look at this chick. You can totally fix her. Zan, I'd let her pilot my fighter jet. And this one, 10 out of 10, would let her shoot me in the face. And it's not just the girls, the men are pretty damn attractive too. But most importantly, this game will be dark. Darker than ever. Gone are the days of Andy thinking war is fun. This is serious business. We're gonna have flowers grow out of the bodies of dead children. Whoa, okay, that's a bit much. Can we dial that one back a notch, boss? No. This time around, Intelligent Systems is not playing around. They want to show the world they can make a serious game too. And this time around, the game is also released on time, both in Europe and North America. But for some reason it's localized differently, so some people know it as Dark Conflict. Kinda confusing, but hey, it is what it is. But what's this? The game is cancelled in Japan? No reasons given, just cancelled. Maybe it's because one of the COs look a bit too much like a certain German dictator. I mean, it's not like that has been a deal breaker in the past. Oh well. For whatever reason, Japan just decided this game wasn't for them. As a result, you might think the game bombs, but not at all. In fact, it sells much better, around 610,000 copies. That's up quite a bit from Dual Strike, though still a bit less than the first two. But it is an improvement. The things they did differently clearly worked. But alas, it was not enough. After Days of Ruin, the franchise would enter a dark age that would last decades. The years go by with no further news. Many smaller developers release Wars-like games of their own, though few of them manage to gain much traction. The website Advanced Wars by Web is created by fans hungry for more, allowing players from all over the world to connect and play against each other. The competitive scene grows, but alas, there is no news from Nintendo. Advanced Wars appears to be dead. The curse has finally won. The year is 2019. The Brexit movement is raging worldwide. Game of Thrones just aired its last season and everyone hates it. TikTok is on the rise, rotting the brains of an entire generation of children. And amidst all this, we get a game that no one expected. Wargroove arrives on the scene and everyone is shocked. It's not Advanced Wars, but it sure plays like one, and that's enough to get people very excited. Between the Nintendo Switch and Steam sales, it's estimated anywhere between 500,000 and 1 million people bought the game. We're so back. The game's not perfect, of course. The graphics are a little, shall we say, Tumblr-esque, but it's all good. Everyone loves Sigrid the Batgirl. And the game even has a dog. Oh my god. Heckin' cute pupperino, am I right? Yeah, this game's writing is a little Reddit, but you know what? It's fine. A lot of people start playing it, the competitive scene starts to form. This is looking very promising. They even released an expansion pack called Double Trouble, which adds a lot of cool features. But then, just as everyone is happy and content, the curse returns, and the cracks begin to form. You see, Chucklefish has a bit of a reputation. Their games tend to start off strong, but due to an inability to communicate with their fanbase, they have a tendency to get embroiled in controversy, like what happened to Starbound in 2016, a strong launch followed by a lot of drama. But I'm sure that won't happen again, will it? Oh no, the multiplayer scene of Wargroove is struggling. Hey, Chucklefish, can you do something about these awful online servers and people constantly getting disconnected from games?
No.
Alright, fair. I guess that one's not on you, but can you at least add a rating system so we don't get randomly matched up against people who are either complete beginners or tournament level players?
No.
Can you at the very least include a little sound effect when a game starts so 90% of all players don't go AFK before their match begins?
No.
The community keeps complaining about these crucial but still missing features. And Chucklefish, well, they went out to buy milk and cigarettes. And just like your dad, they ain't coming back anytime soon. The game starts hemorrhaging players. Soon, there's hardly anyone left. Once full and busy lobbies are now as empty as a cinema airing the latest Marvel slop. Queues take forever. A once promising game has been left to die. But hey look, they've developed a sequel, Wargroove 2. It has pirates. You love pirates, right? Wait, where did everyone go? Where are all the fans? Come on, we just ignored you for several years. Please come back and play our game.
In the end, less than 10% of players returned for Wargroove 2, and the game is dead on arrival. The curse of Advanced Wars is once again undefeated.
Alright. Is your chat spamming Z? No. That's some of them are. Okay. Farm.
No way! No way!
What?
No way!
Wait.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Actually?
What?
Yo! That's sick! That's sick! Wow. I thought they killed this franchise. Okay.
Oh my god. After 15 long years, we have finally been heard. Most likely watching the initial success of Wargroove, Nintendo has decided to grace us with a remaster. Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot camp.
Wow!
We're so back. The curse will at long last finally be broken. The fanbase has been craving something for so long, and Nintendo finally answers. Updated graphics, modern online features. This is it. This is the game that will revive the franchise. Okay, not everything is hunky-dory. The graphics are not received super well by the fans. A lot of people are secretly hoping that there's some kind of work in progress and that the finished product will come out looking a little more polished and refined. Despite the worries, people are pretty excited about the game as a whole. It is scheduled to release in December 2021, just in time for Christmas. A better gift the Advanced Wars community could not have hoped for. But, oh no, what's this? Nintendo is outsourcing the game to WayForward? The company behind Shantae? Have they done anything but side-scrollers and beat-em-ups? Maybe not, but they could do this, right? Let's not get too negative, guys. Oh, what's this? A delay? Sorry, guys. Making games is really hard, and we just need a little more time, okay? The game will be out soon. Pinky promise. Okay, we waited 15 years. What is a few more months? As long as nothing unexpected happens, the game should be out in March of 2022. All we need to do is sit back, relax, and...
Mr. President, they are about to release another Advance Wars game.
Not again. We just can't catch a break. But you know what? It's not so bad. The two previous games were released amidst complete chaos in the world. No one cared then. Maybe WayForward will just release the game anyway. But oh no. 3 people on Twitter are very offended, and they leave very mean tweets calling WayForward out. And so, they buckle under the immense pressure, and they delay the game indefinitely. Pre-orders are returned, and everything goes dark. In total, the game ends up being delayed for almost 1.5 years. But finally, on April 21st, 2023, they released the game to the public. And despite having several years to fine-tune it, it still ends up being an absolute buggy mess. Not only is this game slow and clunky, much more so than its predecessor, the AI is even more stupid than it was 20 years ago. On the Game Boy freaking Advance, and there are a ton of bugs on launch. Indirect bombers, infinite money glitch, enemy COs forgetting to activate their powers, your Switch overheating and crashing during power activation. Better beat the final map before Sturm activates his meteor strike. But not to worry, online features will surely redeem this reboot. Well, about that. I hope you have fun playing against your friend with a code, because that's the only kind of online play you'll be getting. Oh, and yes, maps can only be 20 by 30 tiles. We don't have space to save the big maps on our tiny whiny servers. You know, those servers you pay a monthly subscription fee to use? Lobbies? Matchmaking? Don't be foolish. Ain't nobody got time for that. Game was only delayed for nearly 3 years. You can't expect that much. Who do you think we are? Professional video game developers? So, yeah, it's another catastrophic failure. This time around, we don't even know how the game sold because Nintendo straight up refused to release the sales numbers. Someone on Reddit estimated 400,000 copies, but despite this post being commonly sourced as fact, even the post itself was edited by the author saying, "Lol, I have no idea, I just made the number up." So for all we know, it could be far, far below that. Either way, the Reboot camp was an astounding failure. Maybe the worst one so far in the franchise. It would appear that even after 2 decades, the Advanced Wars curse had only gotten stronger. But this is not where the story ends. Just when everyone thought all hope was lost, an unlikely savior arrives. Warside, an indie game inspired by Advanced Wars. It looks good. Look at those nice sprite-based graphics. Well, it's not perfect, but this might be it. Everyone is excited. A Kickstarter is launched. Over 3,000 backers pledge over 100,000 euros to help develop the game. Some of the goals include the ability to design a campaign map, and the top tier allows you to literally self-insert your very own CO into the game. Wow, such amazing rewards. If Nintendo can't make a good Advanced Wars game, I guess it falls to us to make it happen, And so people wait, and they are excited to finally get a good game. We get a release date, April 14th, 2025. Everyone excitedly marks their calendars for the arrival of this new game. When the day arrives, people are surprised to learn that the game isn't out. In fact, this is only early access. Or at the very least, that's what it feels like, because this game is not bloody finished. The game is full of bugs. There are no sound effects whatsoever, and the in-game music is copyrighted, so streamers have to mute it and play their own to avoid getting their channel struck. Over half the COs have placeholder powers, some of the units don't work the way they're supposed to, almost every bloody map in the campaign is a route mission, characters reference units on the map that aren't even present, and the big kicker, you can't even complete the entire campaign. The final 5 levels are just not in the game. Oops! Looks like the devs released an unfinished build, or at least that's their excuse. But not to worry, they've ensured that well-liked and reputable content creators are promoting their game on Steam.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm gonna actively tell people not to.
It doesn't take long for the formal apology to come out. The devs are in full damage control. You see, we wanted to release the full game, but the Steam servers crashed, you see, and we weren't able to update the build in time. We promised to have the game ready within the weekend. Spoiler alert. They did not have the game ready within the weekend. In fact, at the time of making this video, it's been nearly 5 months since launch, and they still haven't delivered everything they promised. But hey, can't expect much from a small indie developer, can we? I mean, if we just ignore the fact that they charged $30 for this game. A complete shitstorm breaks out. A lot of people accuse the devs of foul play, and bad reviews begin to flood their Steam page. Accusations are leveled, stating that they knew full well what they were doing, releasing a half-finished game for full price. The Advanced Wars community has simply been burned too many times to let this one slide. Once again, the curse strikes, and we are left without a good game. So, that's the whole story of the curse of Advanced Wars. As you can see, people aren't joking when they say it's a thing. But could there maybe be another explanation for why it seems to occur over and over? Well, in my humble opinion, there's 2 reasons behind it. Reason number 1. Putting war in your video game title is a risky endeavor, because it means that whenever an actual war breaks out, you have to delay the game. Or do you? I actually think the biggest mistakes the developers did was delaying the games at all. Who cares if a war is broken out? Just release your damn game anyway. Oh no, you see, I would buy this new Advance Wars game, but there's people fighting halfway across the world, so I'll just have to respectfully hold my purchase. I'm sure those Ukrainian soldiers will be overjoyed to hear that I did in fact not purchase a copy of the Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. You're welcome! Reason number 2. Making an Advanced Wars game is really hard, and it requires people who actually know what they're doing. At the risk of sounding very elitists, I think the big issue with most people who want to develop an Advanced Wars game is that they don't understand Advanced Wars. You need people who are really enthusiastic about the franchise, someone who's played it on a high level and understand how the game works. Without at least someone like that on your team, you're liable to make a lot of stupid mistakes, and that's something a grizzled Advanced Wars veteran simply cannot allow. Thank you for watching, everyone. While many bad things have happened to this franchise, there are legitimately great Advanced Wars clones out there, some of which I've played, others which I have yet to play, but will check out at some point. And who knows, maybe one day I'll make a game myself. Maybe it's already being made, who knows. Anyway guys, do leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into it. So if you actually watched the whole thing from start to finish, leave a comment and let me know that you did, because I'd love to see who you are. I always think that's really funny. Anyway guys, take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.